3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Welcome, everybody, back to the podcast, Adventure and Activity Marketing Pros. My name is Jaden. Welcome to the AMP podcast. Me and Steve are here. Happy President's Day.
Is that what we're celebrating? President's Day?
It is. We're celebrating the new president. Is that what? Or is it? No, it's celebrate all past presidents. That's what it's supposed to do.
Somebody else can celebrate the new president. I'm busy. Kevin,
do you like how we just go right into that, or what? Or just from the pre-show now into it, or what?
We've got.
Bro, I was about to start freestyling over that beat.
That beat.
I was about to fucking lay that shit down, man.
Cool.
I was like, oh, fucking snap! You guys come in hard on your intro, man.
Yeah, we just do it. We just let it fly. So let's welcome you to the podcast first, everybody. Welcome Kevin O'Neill, Destiny Water Adventures, also a host of his own podcast, the Awkward Water Guy Sports.
Awkward Water Sports podcast.
You guys both fucked it up. You made that shit super awkward.
It's not awkward, Kevin.
I think I did that on purpose. I thought you're supposed to be awkward on it. Like, that's the whole point of it, right?
Awkward water sport guys. I'm not, dude. I'm fucking smooth as fuck, man.
You're not awkward at all, man. Looking at you, you ain't awkward. What the fuck,
bro? Hell no, bro.
Where'd that come from? How did you guys end up with the awkward? I think it says in the intro, but how the fuck are you guys awkward?
I don't know, man. Like, I just like Greg's like it. The show was like real funny, man. Like, me and Greg, we got together for lunch or something, man. Like, we had never really hung out too much. We always talked on the phone, but we got together for lunch or something, and we just were just like bah, 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 and we just started going. He's like, we should do a podcast. I was like, yeah, we fucking should do a podcast. And then that was it, man. We just started going. Then he was like, oh, what should we call it? And I was like, I don't know, man. It's like this. When we first started, I was like, oh, this is really fucking awkward and weird, And I was like, how about the Awkward Water Sports Guys podcast? And he was like, I love it. And then
that's funny.
That motherfucker executes, man. The next day it was like fucking boom. He had like the whole like layout. Like, he went to Fiverr, got an intro done, like the whole fucking thing, man. I was like, holy shit. Like, all right, I guess we're starting a podcast. And
he really married that
Water
name.
Sports Guys was born, dude. Done.
Yeah. So how many times did it take you to record the first one, though? Because I did listen to your guys' first podcast, and it did seem a little awkward. But then after that, it was so much like more natural. Was the first one?
What was the first episode? Was that TripAdvisor?
I just think it was just you guys, wasn't it? Like,
no,
well,
I mean,
but there's a topic.
The topic was TripAdvisor.
I think, I listen to them all, and I've got an opinion on them all, and I like to send you those messages when I have an opinion or I have a thought on it. And that's, but it's great. You guys have great guests, and, you guys talk about a lot of like real shit.
Yeah, no.
Probably more real shit than we talk about, which is great, but it's good.
Yeah. You guys go with the topic, explain the topic, and then probably dive, pretty deep into it too.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, like, not to like make the show about the podcast or anything, but it's definitely been super fun. And we like, in the beginning, we started off with like all these different ways of doing things. Neither one of us knew what we were doing. So not that we do now, but we have more of an outline, but in the beginning it was just kind of like fucking rambling or whatever, and then we started to do things like more like segmented, almost like old school radio style. It was like Kevin's Corner or what we learned this week. And then we just I was like, yo, man, why don't, like, every time we talk to a guest, we seem to pull out like some piece of new information. So it's legitimately like every week is like something of like what I learned this week. So we're like, all right, man, like, let's talk to this, because we'll have guest, and then we have topics, and then we just kind of like match the topic to the guest, like maybe like the week before or something. So it's like really organic. So I think we're still like working on our flow and shit, but yeah, man, it's awesome. I feel like 9 times out of 10, like, I should be paying to be on that shit, because there's so many much more smarter people than myself that are
well, I enjoy listening to it.
No, yeah, it's super good. I think
It's up there in my. I mean, it's in my normal listens to, so it happens. Your first one was brand versus commodity business.
Yeah. That's right. That was actually a good show. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's really funny because Greg is like a reseller, you know, so he's like an OTA. So OTAs are like, because they have their own brand, they're innately like they're selling commodities, and then I'm like, no, you should always be a fucking brand. Always have your shit be a brand. You know, never just Steve's fucking boat rentals, man. You got to be.
That's a banging name. I should reserve that. Steve's banging boat rentals.
Bubba's boat rentals.
So our podcast, and this is the feedback that we've gotten a couple times. My wife said, you guys just like pick a topic and then talk about it. Like you guys bounce around like so much, like you go from one thing to another. So we can't even fit the topic in our title on our YouTube page.
I don't. Yeah,
doesn't work.
I struggle like hell naming them.
Yeah.
You guys like never dropped that shit before the show. Like I had to because I don't research anybody because I just like I want to have that. I just want to have that natural,
spontaneous.
We do the pre-show or whatever, but that's like sometimes when you start talking pre-show, I want to stick my fingers in my ear and I'll be like, la, 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 la. Like I want to like unpack this shit, man, and have this like organic conversation rather than be like, oh, what's your favorite color? I like walks on the beach. So I didn't even know y'all had a podcast, legit.
You mean you didn't fill out our...
reach out to Greg. I was like, they got a fucking podcast. Why didn't he say anything to me? Like you know what I mean? I would have like listened to it or some shit, like preparation. I didn't even know. It was like the day before I found out you guys had a podcast. And I'm sorry, I've yet to listen, man. It's
really fucked up.
I want to listen to. I know. I'm sorry, man. I told you, man. I don't do like research. I'm terrible.
So you're telling me your entire full time isn't spent podcasting? What do you actually do?
Yeah. Okay. So
what would you say you do here, Kevin?
Tell us about this little website. It's Destiny with the Y, and the Y is that was my question that I had about that. What's up with the logo and the Y on that? Destiny Water Adventures. Tell us a little bit how you got started in that, where it's at, and
I always feel like that's because you couldn't buy Destin Water Adventures.
No, I own Destin Water Adventures.
Oh,
wow. But I wanted it to be like local, but I also wanted it to be something that when we open up a second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 20th, 50th location, it makes sense somewhere else. You know what I mean?
I got you. So if you open up another shop, like let's say you open up your shop in Key West, you're calling it Destiny Water Adventures?
Boom. Yeah.
You are. Okay.
I think it makes sense.
Destiny is just like, it's a universal concept, but that shit's done to death up here. Sure. And I didn't know, man. Like I just walked, I literally came here for vacation and I was like, cool. I bought a house. I fucking drove down the street. I was like, there's a dock. I'll put a boat there. Like everything happened to me like on some straight, like, the secret positivity shit. Like if I would have started this business 1 year later, every single dock is taken up, like all of Fort Walton Beach, which is just outside of Destin, like is all blown up. Like we were like the first, like there was another company in there, but they weren't like going hard. You know what I mean? Like we go. And, it's wild when I look back on it, man. Like it really was like everything just like fucking fell into place, man. Like, I don't know. Like I am blessed, man.
So unwind us a little bit. How did we get from, I mean, you're in Destin right now, and I want to unpack Destin a little bit, but how did we get to being a water sports operator?
And also too, I know you like to go into detail on the stories. We like stories here.
I like details.
But tell us a little bit, give us a year just for our listeners to kind of know when that is, and then kind of your background. You said you came from Michigan, right? Michigan boy?
Yeah. Specifically from Detroit. Those of us that are from Detroit like to let people know we are from Detroit, especially when I am fucking from south of 8 Mile. So I'm born and raised.
You and Marshall
in the streets.
You're like
Detroit.
Eminem.
Yeah, man. Me and fucking Eminem, we were like that, bro.
Hey,
I told you I was about to flow over that.
Hold on. Little fun fact. Hey, this is a little side. We do this too. A little side note. So my house in North Dakota was Marshall Mather's grandpa. That lived, he's on the abstract of the house.
Really?
Because Marshall Mather's grandpa lived in Williston, North Dakota, and it says it on my abstract, and it's actually his grandpa. So, a little side note.
Yeah, man. I was in a gang with Marshall Mather's grandpa. Yeah. Streets were real.
In Detroit, the streets of Detroit, you were hard in the streets?
Yeah, no, man. Yeah. So, we talked a little bit about the show. So, there's some of those things that are, that are still like pretty deep in me, man. Like I know a lot of guys that came from the streets that like never left those streets, man. So, to get out of that situation and out of that neighborhood and be where I'm at today, and my kids to go to school where they go and live where they live, it's like, every day I wake up and I'm just like, I'm very thankful. But to answer your question, yeah, so a childhood friend of mine and myself went to Key West when we were like 19. I made it like 2 months because I was 19 with a fake ID. He made it for a long time, started up a parasail company. I ended up going back to Detroit. I was a plumber. I was a plumber there, and I hated it. I was pretty miserable. But I was telling you guys before the show, I went out to Las Vegas, and we went out for my bachelor party, like 10 of us, and my friend from Key West had come with us. So when I got back and I had like $2,000 in my name, and I lost every single penny at the poker table, man. Vegas it chewed me up and spit me out.
Which
man.
casino?
And I came back. Oh, I bet, man. I bet.
Well, which casino?
Which casino did you lose it at?
I mean, all of them, dude. Like everywhere I went, like I caught bad beats everywhere I looked, man. Every river fucking I was like a 10-1. I was a 10-1 shoe in. The guy was a 10-1 underdog, and it was like fucking bam, he did his gut shot straight. And
So we're talking
like,
poker. So you're playing poker games, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I mean, I wasn't a sucker, man. I just caught like bad beat after bad beat. So when I got home, those bad beats didn't stop, man. I got home and I got laid off. So it was 2008. Everyone was getting laid off. Detroit got hit real hard, especially the construction industry. I was like a union guy, and I lost my job, man. I called my buddy up, and I was just sort of singing the blues, telling him like, man, I'm whatever. And he goes, well, called me back a couple days later, and he's like, why don't you come work on my boat? I'm like, dude, come on, man. I don't know shit about boats, bro. And then a couple weeks went by. I just had my first daughter. We were like living in my wife's parents' basement. Like shit was raw. And so I called them back because there was like no other job prospect. There was literally nothing in Detroit. And I'm like, yo, man, so, what can you, I'm like, when you say like work on your boat, what are we talking about here? And he's like, well, we make like $60 a day in pay and then tips. And then we sell these pictures on the back of the boat, and you can do pretty well doing that. I'm like, all right. And he's like, you can probably make a couple $100 a day. So I'm like, shit, a couple $100 a day. Fuck it. All right. So I left my wife, my daughter, and I went to Key West, and, I was a terrible, terrible mate. It's the fucking worst kind of boat ever. But I could slang photos, I could sell. Like it was just that part was in me.
So that's kind of interesting. I know me and Steve
both got
questions. We've got we almost got to give you a signal, like, hey, this is our signal. Like, hold on, we got a question. Yeah. I got a question, Kevin. So my question was, okay, so photography. I mean, did you do photography? I mean, it is taking people having fun, but then you saw the lucrative business, and especially in the tourism space, photography makes a lot of sense. Sure. So did you already kind of have a history with photography, or did you were just like, no, I could fucking take pictures and then get out your Sony and get it going?
So at the end of the day, man, it's like you don't really have to fucking be good at taking pictures. You just got to be good at talking people into shit on the back of a parasail boat, which subsequently is not that hard. Somebody's like shitting their pants and you're in their face like, you guys gonna buy these pictures? I got fucking neck tattoos, like, yes, please, here, take my money, that's so fucking. No, it wasn't like photography. It was just like if anybody that's into photography knows that it's not the camera, it's not like, it's where you're at, where you're positioned. So someone's going off the back deck of a parasail boat and you're right there and you rock out 15 pictures, one of the 15 of them shits is going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're trying that. We call it the holy shit face. You know what I mean? Someone goes off the back deck of the boat, they're like, and they love it, man. So, but yeah, man. So it was
okay.
So my next question is: you packed up shop, or you went down from Detroit to Key West. I mean, and it's funny you say you're a bad ship captain or you're a bad shipmate. Do you get? I mean, you probably don't now, but when you started, did you get motion sick?
No,
you didn't.
No,
that's
I
amazing.
never got motion sickness, man. I had no sea legs, and I was terrible. But no, I didn't get any No motion sickness at all, man. I fell on a lot of people. I fucking couldn't inflate a sail off the back deck. So I don't know if you've ever been parasailing, but when you inflate a chute, like pops off the back deck. And there's a lot to be a parasail mate.
Sure.
And to eventually be a parasail captain is no fucking joke, man. Like it's serious shit, man.
Okay.
So,
well, you can continue.
yeah.
I was just curious about the getting sick on a boat because I'm great in I'm great at the lake. I am horse shit in the ocean. You put me in the ocean, like just the waves.
Gills.
I'm going to throw up.
Steve, didn't you one time weren't you in was it a plane or a helicopter ride?
I feel bad. Well, we're going to invite him on the podcast. Sedona Air Adventures.
Yeah.
I threw up all over the back of this guy's plane. Disgustingly huge amount of vomit, but we'll cross that road another day. So it's going to make for a good podcast when we bring him on.
I'm going to be a one-upper, man. I hate to do this, but when I became a parasail captain, not a mate, and I was actually driving the boat. So you're looking downwind all the time. You're looking over your shoulder like this, you know?
No.
And so you have everybody at the front of the boat. They're all in front of you. You're this way looking, you watch your sail because you're actually sailing. It's hard to explain, but
sure.
You're watching what the chute does, how it flies, you know, and you're making your tacks and your moves and making your movements based on what that sail does. So you watch the sail a lot. So as I turn back like this, I look back and I look over and I see the guy sitting just right he's like right front of my helm, and he's going over the bow rail to vomit, and I can't get the words no out of my mouth. I go, no, and the fucking guy throws up into my mouth, man. Like his vomit went in my mouth, and he was an Indian gentleman, and it was fucking hot curry for lunch, dude. Like I was like, oh, like no, I lost my shit, man. I was like, you get that motherfucker. I told him, I'm like, get him over to fucking port side. If he fucking throws up one more time, he's swimming back to shore. I was heated, bro.
See, I hate
Nasty.
throw up or seeing people throw up or hearing it, so it's not really my thing.
Yeah,
I don't think it's anybody's thing, but
I got so sick on this plane. It's funny you saying that. I can't. I got to the point of like pass out sick. I was like passing out on the back of this plane. It was so hot. I'm sitting in the back of this plane cooking my ass off.
Were you going like skydiving or something?
No, we were flying over the Grand Canyon on some bullshit like
Sedona Air
company
Force.
retreat.
Google.
We were flying over the national or over the Grand Canyon.
It was
and
company.
I'm sitting in the back of the plane because I somehow drew the short end of the stick, and I am literally cooking in the back of this thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw up, and I threw up everywhere. It was horrendous,
sauce, bro. You're not going on like an 8-hour offshore fishing excursion anytime soon. You're not going bluefin or nothing like that.
You know, but I love the idea of it. I just think it's like I've got to take Dramamine or I've got to like get it out. I don't know. I don't know how you get around it. I have that T-shirt.
There's a prescription patch you can get.
Does it work?
It goes by because my father-in-law gets violently sick, man. And when we lived in Key West, we would go offshore and go fishing. And I mean violently, fucking like hallucinatingly fucking sick.
Ooh, that's fun.
So
and he got that little sticker on the back of his neck. It's like a little patch, man.
Oh yeah,
And he was fucking cool as a cucumber, dude.
Yeah.
Worked great.
So you bought a
see your
T-shirt though
doctor.
after you threw up. You said
I had to buy a T-shirt because I had vomit all over my T-shirt.
that was an upsell.
I got upsold on. Totally off topic, but now like those boats, as those big fishing boats get bigger, don't they have like that balancing gravitron underneath that keeps like the boat from getting totally abused by the waves? Or is that only like people with rich boats?
You're like, that's not going to help your motion sickness, man. I mean, you're not going to stop the lumbering like 6, 8, 10-foot rollers when you're offshore, like crushing some fucking fish, you know, like good offshore fishing anyway, but there ain't nothing gonna help that. But,
We were just talking about
Steve.
Steve's in this group about boats, and they talk a lot about Michael Jordan's boat. Have you ever seen Michael Jordan's fishing boat?
I have not, no.
Really?
Oh, really? Steve brought it up.
I'm so fascinated by boats. I'm a boat guy. I love boats. I've got a Malibu wakeboard boat. I think boats are great. So I shop for boats constantly, and I'm like, this boat's only $500,000. That sounds awesome. But yeah, when you start
I
shopping
mean-
for boats, it's insane.
So you're not okay. So let's go into now.
Yeah, we're
your
totally
story.
off tangent here. Back to your story.
But that's perfect. I like the flow of
No,
this
it's
already.
good. I love it. Yeah,
Okay,
it's all good.
so that's kind of interesting too, because even too, like Steve mentioned, he's a boat guy or whatever. But like, yeah, are you? I mean, did you jet skis, boats, pontoons? I mean, how did you get into the dolphin tours and all that? Because you weren't a tour guide, you were the photo guy. So that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting side of it.
So I went from being a mate to the guy that puts you in the harness, taking pictures, to being the captain.
Okay.
So I'm the guy that drives the boat, right? So the captain still gets half the money. So even though I was a captain, I liken myself more to a sales trainer, because we went from there was just things that I figured out, human nature, talking to other people, learning a few things about sales. Just like old school bullshit, like asking like open-ended questions, answering yes, get them saying, is this your first time on the boat? Yeah. Is this your first time parasailing? Yeah. Is this your first time to Key West? Yeah. You guys want to do photos and videos? Yeah. You know what I mean? Get them saying yeah. So like just like old school bullshit like that. But the boats that I was on, these guys went from making like $200 a day, $250 a day, to like walking off the boat with like a fucking grand, like $1,000, $1,200, like crushing it. We doubled prices. Like I went ham. So when I became a captain, I started hiring other captains, other mates. So I didn't give a fuck if you knew about boats or what I want to know is, could you sell pictures? Did you have that great personality? Could you make me money? Sure. And so everybody became animals on those boats. Like you can go and look at the reviews from that company, man, or like that stuff. Fucking pictures, like the people like had a great time. The fucking mate was total like dick, you know what I mean? Like just would not take no for an answer. And they were a bunch of animals, man. They're still my friends to this day. So
that's cool.
Yeah, totally.
So I took that and parasail captain, photos. Well, I'm sorry. Do you have another question?
I've got all the questions, but this is great.
Yeah, it was more how now you kind of started getting into the rental business. You know what I mean? Like, so now you were the captain. I'm the captain now.
So
do you love that meme, by the way?
Initially, it wasn't the rental. I didn't want to be in the rental business. There's some days I still don't want to be in the fucking rental business, especially with those fucking jet skis, man. But
true that.
When we first came here, so Key West has got a lot of these. They're like party boats. They're big ass boats, 50, 100 people, and they bring jet skis, paddle boards, kayaks. They have the parasail boat comes out there. It's all inclusive, right? Yeah. So it's an all inclusive 6-hour trip, and it's like $120 a person. Well, when I came to Destin, there was nothing like that here. Nobody was doing that. And I understand, because it's sort of like you're cutting your own throat a little bit, because you can sell all that shit single and get like 3 times the amount of money.
Sure.
But still, the model, the business model, it was still very profitable. It was still really good. The machines don't take the beating that they do in the free ride model. Like everybody's riding in a circle. They're only getting 15 minutes on the ski. They're watched very closely. So, from an accident standpoint, none of that was happening out there. And then all these companies in Key West adopted that model, and you were seeing like 500, 600, 700 people a day going out on these all-inclusive trips. So I was like, bet I'm gonna go somewhere where the shit isn't, and I'm gonna start doing that. So I got like a tri-tune with a 250, and we found an island, and I was like, well, I don't need a 100-passenger headboat. I can just set up on this island, put chairs. The concept still holds true. It's still everybody gets to share basically in the whole experience. You get to try a little bit of everything, and instead of paying $100 for 1 hour on a jet ski, you pay $140 and you get everything, including lunch and da 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 da. So when I first came to Destin, it wasn't about I didn't want to do the rentals. I wanted to have my own shit, my own tour, like my own unique spin in this market. And the first year was like we broke even. The second year we doubled. It was called Day of Play.
Sure.
And when we went, we got like 2 boat rentals during that time, because I kept on getting the phone calls for it. So I was like, all right, well, I can't keep on saying no to this money and trying to like sell people over the phone on Day of Play versus a boat ride out to Crab Island. So we got a couple of boats, and we're still running Day of Play. And then ironically enough, I was at Arrival, and the Chamber of Commerce president for Fort Walton Beach, which is like right next to Destin where we're at. We're actually located in Fort Walton Beach. Called me up and said that they're, the county's getting together and they're gonna, the fucking citizens, united against Kevin, are gonna show up and kick you off the fucking island and blah blah blah. So I was like, oh fuck, so they kicked us off the island and I wasn't gonna go in like slowly into the night or anything like that. So I was like, well, okay, I'll just rent this shit. And we got a couple more boats, and then there was like banging, man.
Damn,
that's wild.
Exploded, yeah.
So what made the move? I mean, what was the catalyst to move from Key West? Key West sounds incredible. I mean, but I'm also infatuated with Destin. So why? what was the move? I think Destin is like, we'll get there.
Have you been here?
So
we're getting there.
So I haven't. So what is Crab Island?
Crab Island.
Are you guys working me right now? Are you guys gonna show up and have a fucking boat rental business next week?
Hey,
Kevin, you'll know. Right now, you'll know if I'm coming because
Kevin's like, and then Kevin, that's gonna be the first word out of Kevin's mouth. These two guys again. he's gonna be like, we're gonna be standing there.
Hey man,
it's like, hey, what are these two guys doing here?
Hey man, you write a check, bro. I'll sell you mine, man.
Kevin,
my shit's got juice, bro.
When you see the ads start running for Destin Water Tours, you look out.
We have arrived.
Yeah, you'll know because we're coming to play ball,
man. Go after Crab Island, bro. I go after everybody that's fucking sinking all their money and all their time and research into that, man. That's a fucking.
So even too, like, I mean,
don't know shit about it. So
you could be late. You could be late to the game. It's kind of like being in a boom town and not being there in time. You know what I mean? You're late to the game. I think that's also like the Key West thing of like you said, right? Like Key West was kind of already hot. It was going, and then you kind of found another place that was booming, and Destin's kind of booming, right? I mean, you guys had a great year. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. So I'm sorry. The question is, why did I leave from Key West?
Yeah, let's start there. Why did we leave Key West to get to Destin?
Yeah. So, I was like, this is gonna sound weird, man. Initially, I wanted to move to North Carolina and get my degree and finish my degree in English. So, Detroit, hard knocks boy. I was going to Wayne and working on English. Yeah. So I was like steadily like working toward my degree. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna move to North Carolina. I still to this day love North Carolina and the Outer Banks, man, and Charlotte, man, and then the West Coast. North Carolina is beautiful. So I wanted to go there, fucking write the great American novel, fucking teach, and do that.
Wow.
And then my wife got pregnant.
Who the fuck even?
Hey, what happened to Kevin in the beginning of the show?
I thought you were making a rap video earlier on, and now all of a sudden you're writing a great American novel.
At first, you had to tell us your street cred. You were like, you kind of went into it. You're like, hey man, I'm still from the streets. Still there.
Hey man, I'm an enigmatic motherfucker, man. There's a lot of dimensions. I mean, you need like a part 2 of this podcast, bro, because
my SD card, my SD card's gonna run out of space here.
Much, dude.
Kevin, okay. Did you ever watch Entourage?
Did I ever watch what?
Entourage.
Fuck yeah, man.
Okay, you know who you remind me of?
You fucking say Turtle, this show is over.
No. You remind me of the fucking producer-director guy for Vinny's movies. Oh, what the fuck is his name? It'll click with you.
Oh, the guy with all the tattoos.
Yes!
He's fucking totally nuts.
You and him are the same motherfucker.
Who is that
I'm
guy? Google it up real quick.
Yes. Oh, my God. You totally remind me of that. I'm like, you and him. You could be that guy. If you told me that I was actually on Entourage, I'd be like...
Eric or not Eric. It's the one with the tattoos.
Hold on. I got it right here.
What's his name? He's
producer,
completely psycho.
Yeah, and he won't let him see the fucking movie and everything else.
Yeah, he wants to kill E.
Producer.
Was he the main? He was one of the main guys, right? Or is he just came into the season?
He was an add-in after Entourage.
So I always thought that show was interesting. Let's talk about Entourage for just a second while I was looking this up. I always thought that they were pretty good at the time. Like no other show like added in current celebrities. You know what I mean? Like how they did. You know how everybody was always like kind of in.
I love that. I watched that shit like 3
times. That was cool. Like, see, I was late.
I love it.
I was late to the game. I think a lot of people are late to the game in some shows, like those Netflix shows. You know what I mean? You kind of watch them like 3 years after, but like Entourage at the time was, I mean, they were on top of it.
I loved Entourage.
Yeah, I liked Entourage too. Dexter, do you watch Dexter?
No, my wife loves Dexter.
Dexter was good.
I'm almost there.
I thought Ozarks was good. I mean, you talked about the
Billy
Outer Banks.
Walsh.
Billy Walsh.
You're fucking Billy Walsh.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest with you, man, like I just, I started reading when I got locked up, so.
That's good.
That's real shit. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't graduate high school. You know what I mean? Like I got out of jail, man. And like,
well,
you know what I mean?
All right, let's go back into the college now.
I mean, I'm impressed you wanted to
go
go
back and forth.
I'm telling you, man, like I fuck people up, man. Like I know I got to write a book, man. But yeah, so I was going to go to North Carolina and pursue an English degree and do that. And then my wife got pregnant. And then I was like, well, fuck it. We'll just buy a house here. Like, I'm good with it. Like, I love parasailing. I love working at Sunset Watersports. Rich Welter is my mentor. Donnie Kirkpatrick. Those guys own Sunset Watersport. They were the biggest water sport company in Key West before Fury. Like, Fury bought their way into that size. You know what I mean? Like, Rich worked his way up from, I mean, I've been trying to get him to come on our show, man. He's old school New York. The dude's amazing. But, I just watched the way he worked. I watched the way Fury worked. And so I started like kind of putting a plan together, and we tried to buy a house. The house fell through. So, like I said, initially I was just going to come to Destin and drive a parasail boat. It was going to be, because there's so many parasail companies here. And I'm like, I could get a parasail job fucking anywhere, dude. Like there's a handful of people on the planet that have as much wheel time as I do driving a parasail boat. And so I was like, I'll just drive a parasail boat. But then when I got here, I started looking at the companies. I was like, what the fuck? Where do these companies design their websites, man? Now today they're better, but I mean, like even 4 years ago, though,
the
shit was like, no, they're good. I ain't talking
So what-
shit, man.
so what-
I know all these people, man. No, I mean, but you got to understand, like Destin's like, a lot of these people, they've established their client base over the last like 20, 30 years. So they could give a fuck about the internet. It's all about like foot traffic and shit, right?
We see that.
Well, exactly to your point. So, I mean, so exactly to that point is like, I think Destin now is that foot traffic type of area, just like Key West, right? Like, I mean, we've talked to people from that, and I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, Lake Tahoe, I mean, it's kind of a similar thing that's kind of like that. I mean,
it is and it isn't. Like Crab Island is so big that's sort of gone away a little bit. Like the relevancy of that, of like you need to be in the harbor or whatever.
well, that's what I was going to ask. So your location, because like we actually do the jet skis. I mean, they take them to the lake, and then I know you guys are in the heart, like in the marina and stuff like that. And even in San Diego, I mean, there's kind of some politics with that. Like, it's not like you just, hey, this space is available for lease. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get in there?
So yeah, right. So that's the way Destin is, but I'm in Fort Walton. So again, you have like Destin, which is like,
Okay.
I'm trying to frame it. Like, have you guys been to Key West?
No, we're going to come and you're going to take us on the tour of Destin, and then we're going to take a long car ride together to Key West.
I love it. That sounds like a great plan, dude. Let's go right now.
Well, give us a couple days. We got to get there. I'm
it's like a secondary market. Like Fort Walton Beach is like the little stepbrother of like Destin or whatever, even though it's right there. But at the end of the day, people want to rent a boat and go to this place, So when I came here, it was like, yes, there was all those politics in Destin, but then none of that shit was in Fort Walton. And we were 5 miles away from Destin. And being in Key West, like I was like, man, motherfuckers will drive 200 miles to go do water sports. They'll come from Miami to come do the right thing. Yep. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, so if you're hitting them with the foot traffic, you know what I mean? Like I jumped online, I did my research, you know what I mean? I downloaded or fucking bought SEMrush, and I was like looking at their numbers, and I was like, they're not doing it, man. They're not hitting it, man. I fucking was looking at their numbers. Nobody was running Google ads except for Trip Shock. Yep. And I was like, bet we can do this. Yeah, that'll be all right. And then fucking, there's a lot of people that still don't really do that much marketing.
100%,
so,
yeah.
If I figured, and again, not knowing shit, the way I figured it was if Key West, the majority of their sales are all like street barkers, they're paying 30%. So 30% is what they're paying for a large majority of their marketing costs. Well, shit, man, 10% of my average, conversion.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that magical unicorn harp that we just brought in there? That was a moment. That was like the magic sauce right there, brother. You even said, right?
Man.
I mean,
yeah, so that was it.
that's huge. I mean, when someone, that's a great way to put it. 30% for a street vendor. You know what I mean? Like, why can't you acquire a customer direct?
I am all about direct acquisition.
Yeah.
I'm all about OTAs.
Okay, so tell us about
Let's talk about that. I know you got some on the woodworks. Is that talkable? Is that yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Trexie,
Is that the company name? Is
Trexie.com.
Okay. Where's it going to be based out of? Is it all water sports? Is it go on. Tell me about this vision.
Well, I mean,
what you can tell.
Some of it I can tell, some of it I can't.
Okay.
Because I got some unique things that I don't think any of the other OTAs are going to be really doing. Like a little bit of my, and I don't know, it could be a fucking dud or not, man, but I'm trying to bootstrap this. Destiny was like right out of the gate was a fucking monster. It's like, what's your budget going to be? Fucking, I don't know, fucking $1,000 a day or whatever. You know what I mean? I'll run it because the shit's there. With OTAs, you got to rely on Google. So I'm going to be like trying to like experiment with that a little bit, but we're going to be doing water sports. Shit, I'll take anything right now, man.
So,
if you fucking tell me you do abstract art, painting shit on the wall, I'll be like, come on over to Trexie. Let's see what we can get.
So what's your thought? What's your thought on because of that? Because a lot of people like say this, and I mean us as an agency, and even compared to OTAs, they say that OTAs are like making the bidding go up, you know what I mean? Because they're trying to acquire customers, and then it makes it hard to convert customers direct. So do you think that that's smart to be an OTA and try to acquire customers that way?
I'm sorry. Can you ask that question a second? I didn't catch what you mean by that. What do you mean?
Sorry, I asked the confusing questions here, but you kind of know what I'm saying, Steve? Like how they met, like TripAdvisor and stuff like that.
So are you concerned about playing the bidding wars against like TripAdvisor, Viator's?
No, because I'm not, and again, like my cart, my average cart's a lot more expensive. Okay. But I think I'm not interested in that betting war. Maybe to get some data to like run some like, you know what I mean? Do some like split testing through Google ads and Facebook to get some data. But Trexie's going to be more than that. It's not just going to be about doing booking for you. It's about giving resources back to partners. The biggest problem I have with OTAs is they're like, oh, we're your partner. Yep. Okay,
they take your customer.
You're my partner. Where's my fucking help? Yep. Oh, sorry, we don't have any phone help. Okay, where's my SEO blog that I can fucking read? Oh, sorry. Where's my fucking email from my customer, motherfucker? Where's that? Oh, no, we hid that too. Man, fuck you, man. All right, cool. Now I'll just get a little piece of software where I can get everybody's fucking emails. Fuck you, whatever. So at the end of the day, like, and now I will say, present company with Greg excluded, because Greg's always been super fair about that sort of stuff. They've always had support, and that's why I'll do the show, and that's why I'll say like, hey, when I'm talking about OTAs, I'm not talking about fucking adrenaline or Get My Boat or all these other fucking, you know, whatever they are that are just running Google ads, taking their 20%, 25%, whatever it may be, and running. Like, Greg's a resource, and he's a fucking advocate for this industry. And I mean, I've watched that guy fucking like bleed for this fucking industry, even locally, man. So, you know, there's some soul to Trip Shock, and I got a lot of respect for that. And it's an inspiration for me for Trexie as well. And I'm not like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, Greg's been extremely open with me. I told him right from the get-go, I'm like, hey, man, I'm starting an OTA. It's been part of my overall game plan of coming here. You know, I just want you to know this is what I'm doing. And he was like, cool, man. He's like, I completely support you. Anything you need, there's more than enough room. Me and Greg both are from the mindset that there's no such thing as competition in this market. Like, it's something I say all the time. It'll be my next tattoo after my daughter's portraits. A rising tide raises all ships. Like, the more shit you have going on, the more stuff you have happening in your area, the more people are going to come. The entire pool of the market grows.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Mm-hmm, I do too.
So yeah, man. It's something we're going to be doing. We're going to be offering a lot of resources, and I think there's some ways that we'll be able to monetize some of those resources with our partners that can make up for. So I'm not just coming in for like a 15 or 20% or 25% or whatever, you know, that market the commission calls for a quick cash grab. Like, I want to be able to put these tools in the people's hands and say, like, look, man, at the end of the day, if I acquire a customer, you get 20%, cool. You should never, ever, ever have to reacquire that customer again from me at 20%. Yep. So, I mean, as far as like raising the prices of the shit in the market, like, I mean, if anybody's got a fucking brain in their head, they're doing this shit anyway. It's not just TripAdvisor. They're one player in the market. But when you know what you're selling and reselling, and you can target that down just a little bit more, that I feel like then, like, you know, things to do or targeting people's brand or the horrible shit that TripAdvisor and Viator do, you know?
Yeah. Well, Destin also has such a huge amount of people that come back year after year. And it's almost because of the vacation rental business that happens in that market. I agree with you. I think it's a cool play. So is that happening before summer? What's your time? When does this beast launch?
Yeah. So like, you guys are getting a scoop.
I like the scoop.
I don't
We're
like
going to push this.
I don't really sell shit on Awkward Water Sports, guys. So I haven't brought it up on the show.
Sure.
And I haven't said anything on social media because right now the framework of the site is up, and it just, you know, the ipsum, dipsum, lipsum, fucking, you know, it's just a frame for like what the site is going to look like. So I want to have, like, Destiny will be its first partner. So once Destiny and Trexie have made that connection and all the content's ready to go, and then I'm going to be like, hello world. But yeah, so we're launching this spring, and yeah, man, I'm fucking no play on words, but I'm really amped for it, man.
Yeah. Hey, that was yours.
He gets that for, I'll give him that. I mean, if you're ready, we can, I know of a good Jeep rental company that we can put on there, but they're based in Vegas.
Yeah,
dude, no, that's what's up, man. I want to be like in multiple fucking markets, man.
Well, mostly
because, again, I want to offer resources, and then I want to figure out ways to fucking write off travel, man.
Well, I mean, there is something.
I'm with you on that.
There is something to say about that. I mean, and we, as you know, we don't really have filters and stuff like that. But a lot of those OTAs sometimes too, even with the booking engine side of things, they want to be then an OTA because they have so many people on their booking engine software. Yep. But then you're like, well, who is going to go to this website, or how are you going to then acquire a customer or market yourself to let these people know, hey, you have these experiences available? You know what I mean? Through all these people that use your booking software.
Well, one, I already have a pretty extensive email list with Destiny.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, I'm obviously building social, but I'm really not interested in Google right now, man. Yeah. I'm very interested in how can you reach and acquire customers outside of Google, you know, outside of paid, like where's some magic, like getting in the weeds on that, talking to some smart people that have some other ideas about this stuff, you know, like I'll reach out to like Gary Vee or something.
You should. That'd be
TikTok of the future.
You know, I see that on your stuff.
I didn't know where that voice came from at first. I thought we brought in a fourth mic here. I was like,
isn't that Gary Vee?
Fucking unrelentingly positive.
I have to kind of laugh because you don't strike me as like the Gary Vee. I saw you were talking about Tai Lopez. You're kind of like secretly that guy that drinks up a little bit of that fucking 10x marketing bullshit, huh?
Let's go in. Let's go.
I don't drink that. No, I don't drink it up. I fucking love it, dude. I swim in it, dude. I don't want to hear a fucking picture with Grant Cardone, dude.
I know. Out of here. But you don't strike me as that guy.
Dude, I love it, bro. You name them, man.
You're a Tai Lopez guy.
Okay, hey, T.
Sam Ovens.
This is a good. This is a good conversation to talk about. Let's talk about Let's talk about the Tai Lopez acquisition of those depressed businesses, as he called it.
He's gonna fucking crush Radio Shack and Pier 1.
Yeah, like, do you think it's gonna
fucking jacked, bro? Like, I don't know what cycle he's running, but he is fucking beast mode, dude.
You're talking about his body?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
he does look like he's straight roided up.
But he went kind of MIA, you know what I mean, from the social platform, and then he now his big thing. So I even sent it to Steve.
Read all his books.
I see. Yeah, did you read his books?
Tai Lopez is a book?
I don't think but he just read a lot of books in his garage.
I think Tai Lopez has got a book.
No,
he's got to have a book.
Have you ever taken his course?
No.
No, neither have I. But listen, I went deep enough into it that I know what it is, dude. It's the Repackage, which is a book that I have read, and it is fucking amazing. It's the Success Principles by Jack Canfield.
Okay.
And and Tai Lopez fucking repackaged that, and his whole 60, I think it was like 69 steps because he's fucking Tai Lopez, there's an extra 2 steps, but the success principles was 67 steps. And he doesn't, and part of what he tells you, and again, this is just me doing a deep dive on Tai Lopez. I fuck, it's like, as a character study, I fucking love the shit, man. But he did, one of them was, he explained how he reads a book a day, and it's not. It's like a speed, he calls it speed skimming.
Yeah.
So like he reads the fucking forward or whatever real fast.
Reads the
you know
chapter
what I mean?
titles.
Like, okay, Tai Lopez.
I mean, his business is called Mentor Box. I mean, he's got a subscription-based book club. So yeah,
it's like him and I don't know, like one of those other fucking guys too.
His
like
part,
him and another.
well, he's
dude,
got
like,
his partner. You always talk. I think he's kind of the same partner that he uses in a lot.
I don't follow Ty that close.
I kind of got a library of information on the
no, you're too
interwebs.
busy fucking 10xing it with Grant Cardone.
I am a Grant guy.
Yeah.
I do like Grant. I am.
Dude,
So-
did you see one of his courses are $125,000, dude? What
We have
the fuck kind of info is worth 125 grand?
Just
You
whoever
could have,
he's
like, a
selling, he
doctorate
must have
from
put
Harvard.
you in that tier to, if you got pitched that one.
We have Cardone University here.
Yeah.
We're fucking.
What?
Yeah, dude.
The big one? You bought the 125 G's one?
No, it was not. Get out of here. We
we
signed up at like
we have
10x years ago. We've got Cardone Training University.
Listen,
Our
if
sales
shit's
reps.
What's up? I've heard
The
very good
funniest
things.
joke about that is remember when we went to GrowthCon or whatever, but the guys that kind of knew the inside of the back of like how the promotions came out, and it's always like, hey, whenever you see the last chance 50% off one, just wait till the next day. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that. Like it's always going to get better. The offer's always going to get better.
Okay, so this is my question for you, because if you're drinking the Tai Lopez shit, I saw you throw out Russell Brunson. Are you, as you sit and watch this stuff, are you amazed that guys are creating funnels and creating Shopify stores and doing $200,000 a day, $1 million a month? You know, those fucking absurd numbers that you see where guys are getting like 8, the 3 comma clubs and 2 comic club awards and that sort of shit.
No, dude, because look, man, sales is a fucking game of numbers, dude. And what better place do we live in? Like you can run fucking like $50,000 a day to that of traffic to that fucking offer. Of course, you're gonna fucking have a $200,000 day, dude. Like how much did they spend on fucking ads?
Well, that's what-
150.
Well, that's
Don't
what
get
we
me
always
wrong,
said,
like
yeah.
ROI is still fucking amazing.
Yep.
But
Have you ever done that?
They're spending a ton of money.
Have you ever tried to do your own your own funnel that you're just gonna?
Oh, no,
Really?
I haven't done that. I saw like one guy ran a funnel for his group, and it was just like, oh my God, dude, it was like the trash that group is. Like, I don't know what kind of traffic he got, like, but he definitely ran a click funnel to like get
Join my
members to
group.
his group, and it's just like him and his group, like, okay guys, it's bragging Monday or whatever the fuck it is, and showcase your talents, and nobody's fucking saying a goddamn word. So in our space, I think it's a little more like, and because it's like boat tours or some shit like that. It's boat trip operators or something like that. And I don't know what his end game is. Seems like a solid dude. He's in all of our groups. But yeah, I've never.
No, and I'm not trying to say it has to be in this space, but as I watch all those guys create those massive Shopify stores, I've done a couple Shopify stores. I think it's fucking interesting. I've wanted it to work.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, unless you're willing to cough up $1,000 a day, $5,000 a day to run those numbers to your funnel, I mean, it's really hard to have it make sense running $30 a day, $50 a day. It just doesn't.
We always wanted to talk.
It's super. Look, man, if you're not, I mean, it's there. The money's there. You know what I mean? Info products are fucking crushing it, dude. Like, there's all these guys out. Have you seen this Caleb Maddox kid? He's like 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's fucking ridiculous, dude. And I mean, they're clearly making something. There's clearly an ROI on it. But I think it's just mostly the idea that you have to have your hands in a lot. Like you have to be running e-com, you have to be running affiliate marketing. You have to have some type of like info course. Like these guys are running a bazillion things, but if you take a $10,000 Kevin David fucking Amazon FDA course or whatever, like, is that how Kevin David is making his money? fuck no, dude. Kevin Davis is making money from selling $10,000 Amazon FBA courses. I mean, I can't help but like, how can you not fall into that?
It's
You
like
know what I mean?
it's like they almost get that store, and then they get a successful store, and they make $100,000, but they spent 90 that day. But then they sell you the course to say, hey, this is how I did it. You know what I mean? And so that's where you make your money, because it's just that's the rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? Because your rinse and repeat is not selling T-shirts every day.
Show anybody a fucking sales where you did like fucking 10 grand in a day or 8 grand in a fucking day. They're gonna be like,
how'd you do it? I'll buy your course.
What do I need? Here, what do I need to do? I've been screenshotting some of our biggest games at Destiny, just in case like COVID fucks everything up. Let me tell you how you start a boat rental company, guys.
That's your course. That's the course. And then all of a sudden it's like, then you're blowing it up, and all of a sudden you've got your new course launched, and it's only $99. But wait, for $4.99 you can get one-on-one calls with Kevin.
Well, we always said that. We always said that too. I mean, being in the digital marketing space, I mean, how many courses are there for, start your social media agency and all this stuff?
Everybody
you know what I mean? Let me show you how to make clients pay $5,000. And me and Steve are like, we actually have real clients, and you know what I mean, and real struggles, and it's like, it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Like, where is this course coming from? But then we're also like, it's kind of smoke and mirrors. It's kind of bullshit.
A lot of guys buy courses. A lot of people don't execute.
Correct.
Yeah, 99. Look, there's a YouTube channel. The guy's name is CoffeeZilla.
CoffeeZilla. Got it.
Dude, it is fucking amazing, man. He goes in on these guys, dude. Like, he just had a big blow. Billie Jean is marketing.
Of course. We know all those guys. I mean, all right. We could talk about all those guys all day long. Let's go.
CoffeeZilla is like the first dude that's like actively exposing him, right? So he's pretty active on Reddit. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's calling these fucking guys out, man, and they are getting pissed. Kevin David sued him. Billie Jean came on his show and called him a fuckboy. He's like, because the guy's got he's got juice, man. He's got juice. He's got like 400,000 subscribers or something like that. Like, so he's getting like this word out there that like, yo, man, what these guys are selling is bullshit. Fucking Sifu, Dan Locke, man, he goes after Dan Locke, dude. It is fucking
awesome.
gold. If you like marketing or into that shit, dude, like, it's awesome, man.
So question. So you said Billie Jean went on his show. So Billie Jean went on the CoffeeZilla show guy? Like, he had a show?
Yep.
But
That's
see,
wild.
isn't some of that stage too? You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Dave Portnoy stuff, you know what I mean? Causing controversy to get, you know what I mean? To get some new eyes on you stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I kind of think that those media gurus
I got to watch it to see.
do that. But yeah.
I got to see how it feels.
Well, they're just screaming at each other, dude. Like, it's a back and forth, like fucking, like normally the dude, the kid, he's like a chemical engineer, and he started a YouTube channel. It's like basically like a financed YouTube channel, and he's not like all the gurus are. So it's a series called Fake Guru, and so he's had Billie Jean, I think, is probably his biggest. He had that Caleb Maddox kid on. He had what the fuck, John Cristani, the fucking bowl cut guy, and he's just got tables of money sitting around. But I mean, he gets these guys on here and he fucking calls them out. They have some some of them have good dialogue, and then they just kind of like talk about that whole space. Where there's some guys that are good, there's some guys that are fucking shit. That are robbing people, and there's other guys that are out there that are like, hey, here's a ton of value, here's a ton of content. Yes, I do sell a course for X, but this guy's legit, this guy's fucking bullshit. But man, I don't know how I fell into that.
And I think every single one of these guys have been ran through the ringer. I mean, Grant's been called out fucking 1,000 times, and Tai Lopez is, but at the end of the day, if they're selling a course, and fucking Grant Cardone has a fucking jet.
Yeah.
Guy's got a goddamn G550. It's hard to call him completely full of shit.
All right. So Grant Cardone, I feel like, is a little different. Like, I mean, I think a lot of his shit is, it's a little questionable, but I think the sales training part of it, because I know a lot of like legacy sales guys that do like boats and cars and shit like that. These sales managers have bought Grant Cardone's course, and like there is like Jordan Belfort's got a sales course out there, straight line sales. Like, and honestly, man, to take it back to water sports, like I think that fucking people are so concerned with like the wrong shit. Like, yes, marketing. It used to back in the day, right? It was like, like 20% on marketing, 80% on sales. Well, now it's flipped. It's 80% on marketing, 20% on sales. But at the same point, you have to have a fundamental understanding of how sales works. Like, yes, your marketing is everything. Everyone like does their research, is gonna make their choice, but or make their decision. But still, like, in order for you to guide that marketing, and when you're starting off and just getting going, and you're an operator and you're picking up that phone, man, you better fucking know how to close, man. Like, because that 20% is everything, and that 20% should be guiding, in my opinion, that 80% as well, you know, because ad copy is also sales. So, I mean, sales is fucking still important. And if you don't know how to do that shit, then a Grant Cardone course for, I mean, I don't know about the crazy Cardone University $10,000, $20,000 course.
I get your thing, but I mean, he is selling it to like big car dealerships that have, you know, 150 employees or something like that. You know what I mean? So the number goes up in different use cases. It's not like, hey, this is the price.
The part I'm always amazed at with all this stuff is to the point of like rental operators and tour operators. When you hear them pick up the phone, how fucking horseshit they are on the phone. Just absolute hot garbage. Where, I mean, the entire bit, like, especially in the rental space, we see it way more than the tour operator. Rental operators get at least half of their bookings over the phone, or like walk up.
That's crazy, man. Like, to me, I don't. Like, we don't, if you're calling me or you're walking up, man, like, that ship has fucking sailed like a long time ago. We're 7, 8, 9 days booked out online. I mean, thank God, because I was doing the phones for, like, I'm still doing the phones right now in this time of year. I think you can even maybe see them back there.
I'm looking at your website. You don't have a phone number. That's why nobody's fucking calling you.
Yeah.
What?
Your phone number's all the way down at the bottom, and it's not clickable.
It's not clickable.
Yeah.
What's up with that shit?
It's what?
It's not clickable.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your website doesn't have a phone number at the top. But I mean, I'm looking at it on a desktop, so maybe it's different on a mobile. But yeah.
Oh my God. Well, hey man,
this is why you're not getting phone calls, man.
Yeah, and it's 100% of why you're not. So people have to copy and paste it.
That's got to be new. Because I mean, come on, man. I'm not that.
Do you need a good web developer?
Look at this guy. Let's see where they're all the way down to the bottom.
Just
call
saying.
us.
Dude.
Yeah, you can. On my mobile, it is.
Your phone number is not clickable, bro. I am looking.
What are you nuts?
No, dude. I'm not trying to troll you here. Yep. Scroll down to the bottom. You see your big phone number there. Call us at 850. Plug here for Destiny Water Adventures. Hit them up at 850-503-7607. This number does not click.
Hold on, look. I touch it.
Dude. Unless us iPhone users in Nevada have fucked up iPhones. I'm not even trying to troll you here.
Yeah,
this is not a...
Hold on. I'm telling you, look at it. Look, I just touched it. And look at the bottom right there.
The one in your one in your footer is. Sorry. The one in your footer is the big one you post right below your logo. Yeah. Come on, buddy.
Oh.
Come on.
What, at the top?
No, scroll up a little bit. Right below your logo, right above your footer. Right below the quick links.
Yeah, that's what I'm clicking on, man.
We don't know.
I'm telling you.
Now it's just Kevin and Steve.
Yeah, Kevin's like, fuck you guys and your shit show.
No. I keep telling you. See the thing? I just touch on. But I will say this. When you click on it, it says, this website has been blocked from automatically starting a call, ignore, or allow call.
Damn.
All right. We'll look into that.
Son.
We'll look into it.
What did you say? It's not clickable on the website or on the desktop?
Okay, so one of the things that we do, and the big thing that we talk about with our operators is, hey, you get a lot of business from phone calls. You know what I mean?
Not Kevin.
So except if you're Kevin. And so we always say, like,
have you ever heard of a call site extension, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But then they're having to click your ads. What about all that organic work?
I don't need no. What's that? What's organic?
Dude. You should really look into hiring a good...
Who cares about SEO, man? It's 2021. Get the fuck out of here.
You should look into hiring a good digital marketing agency.
The reviews. Yeah. I was told I wasn't supposed to sell on this podcast, but we're
going to send you a fucking proposal because
Steve's going to sell you. He's going to use his Kool-Aid, and you're going to drink it.
He's gonna lose his
Dude.
Cardone University. Fucking MBA.
Can you just add me as a back? Can you just add me as a back end of this WordPress site so I can fucking fix it?
Yeah, this is
Oh my god.
this is our
I don't know
bond,
what
this is our
happened.
bonding
That's
and
really
rapport
weird.
right here. This is just building our relationship,
Just
and
make
then
me a fucking user so we can get this shit right.
No, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. We're always updating and making changes to the site,
sorry.
and changing prices.
So-
There's
Sorry to bring
always,
up
like,
old
little-
shit. I didn't mean to fucking go down a
so
sensitive road.
what do you think? Okay,
I
so
was sending an angry email in about 5 minutes after this show. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why is that button not fucking? I mean, I don't understand the allow. I've never seen that before. This website has been blocked from.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
we just.
weird.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean,
buddy.
we pick it. I mean, it isn't. Yeah, so I mean, the Chrome
Let's talk
would
about
matter.
jet ski rentals. I mean, we're right at an hour here, but I want to talk about jet ski rentals
or the tour or the Dolphins.
What a fucking nightmare are jet ski rentals. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Dude, I'm man. I'm just so happy we got to talk about fucking Tai Lopez. Like that was
Yes.
the only reason I came. I was like, dude, I just want to talk about Russell Brunson and Tai Lopez.
Okay.
Jet ski rental.
Yeah, yeah.
Get
we
into-
we don't
I'm
have to
another
talk about. We can
fucking
save that for the episode too. It doesn't really matter.
No. Listen, it's jet ski rentals, man. Like, I mean, real
Sucks.
talk, because I love to fucking learn shit from my guests, man. And if you guys, your first year into it or second year, what are you in?
This will be year 2. Year
Yeah,
2,
man.
and I used to have a full head of hair. I used to look like. No, that's not true.
It's
but
rough, dude. So I'm big about ambassadors, man. I'm big about having people out there with them. So if you're gonna let them just like fucking take off and do whatever, like I feel like you should have somebody out there because it depends on where you're at. Like if it's not like a super congested, like highly trafficked area, it's not gonna be that bad. But regardless, like people that are taking 2 and 3 skis are always going to fucking smash into each other.
Well, that's
man.
what we were saying.
I mean,
There's different type of operators. I mean, there's the people that are that have the real estate, in the marina, and then like ours is it's bring it out there.
Yeah, they're pulling jet skis to the lake. It's fucking wild times here in Vegas.
That's a lot of work, dude. That's a lot of work.
Utah. I mean, we don't have the thing called the
lake?
ocean.
It's big. It's like Mead.
Yeah.
It's fucking a huge body of water.
You could,
It's the lake. What is it? Lake Tahoe?
Lake Mead.
Oh, I know Lake Mead.
yeah,
I've heard of it.
You could
I've never
see.
been there.
I mean, you could see the Hoover Dam from it. I mean, you could do a lot of neat
Really?
things. Yeah.
Take them on a tour, dude. Listen, when like my shit, just so we didn't lose jet ski rental. Like this year, I'm not doing jet ski rentals. I'm doing straight tours. We're doing dolphin tours and then Crab Island tours. Now Key West does like just straight. They'll do like a tour of Key West. So whatever you want, you could. If you can see the Hoover Dam from the lake, then call it the fucking Hoover Dam tour. But I want a guide in front and behind with those people. Because look, man, those fucking things are a lottery ticket, dude. You know what I mean? Like you can, my buddy Jason said this, man. He's like, it's the best way ever. Like you can have 50 of them and never have an accident, or you can fucking have 2 of them and have a death. But there's one thing's for certain, dude. It's not if,
It's when.
but when. When is it gonna come down, dude? You know what I mean? Because it's just anybody who's in water sports, man, like for any length of time that's got any kind of skin in that game has been sued or is about to be sued. So like that's always I'm always trying to like mitigate that as much as humanly possible, man. So we actually put together like the one packet I sent you, I put together like a whole new packet.
That was great too.
That condensed some of this shit a little bit more. And then like that personal responsibility thing I have that just outlines to people like, hey man, whatever you do out in there is fucking on you, dude. But the problem is when they hit somebody or hurt somebody that has not come with you.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of like, oh fuck, man. So we're switching straight to tours this year. I'm really excited about it, man. I feel like it's going to cut down on the damage to the skis. Yeah, man.
You want to hear something?
The boats are great.
You want to hear something wild? So
I do.
you'll find that. I mean, just running jet ski tours. There's a guy in San Diego that runs a jet ski tour from fucking San Diego out to Catalina Island and back. So
How long is that?
We
it's
looked into it.
It's like a fucking 4-hour jet ski tour. They're literally on the jet ski going from San Diego to Catalina straight for like 2 hours.
Like
and then they turn around.
They got a website of the picture of like a dad and then the little kids hanging on the back, and he's just ring, 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 ring.
No, mind you, this is like 60 miles into the middle of the fucking ocean.
Like a fucking enduro, dude.
Yes.
Like, that's some crazy shit, man.
Well,
listen, my wife tried to go fishing on a fucking jet ski in Perdido Key, dude, which was like it was like an hour and a half almost. It was like that distance, man. She called me from the side of fucking the Sound in Pensacola Beach. All I could hear was like waves with the like, I'm not gonna make it back, and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, you dumbass. I'm like, are you serious? Like, you're as bad as one of my fucking customers, man. What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
That is funny.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's the fucking that's part of the Kevin O'Neill story, man. Like, you guys are gonna be in my book funnel for sure.
I hope so. I want to help produce that. At least we can make some of the things clickable.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming, you piece of shit.
Kevin, it has been a pleasure, and we look forward to episode 2.0 with you.
Dope.
We'll line it up. You are a welcome guest anytime you want to be on. We love to shoot the shit with you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll totally have you back.
I'll tell you guys about when I was in a touring death metal band.
Yes.
We'll get that on
episode 2. Stay tuned.
True story.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks. Hey, where can everybody find you too? I mean, we got talked about Destiny Water Adventures.
What's your TikTok?
What's your podcast? What's your TikTok? What's your podcast? What is it again?
Hit me up on MySpace, on Tumblr.
Yes.
Puzzle Lovers Anonymous.
You're the captain of the Foursquare.
I love cats.com.
Yeah. You can hit me up at Kevin at DestinyWaterAdventures.com. You can hit me up on Facebook or on the gram.
What about your OnlyFans? Do you want to throw that out?
You could try to call me, but apparently the button doesn't work. Write me a letter, bitch.
There you go.
Write a letter.
Yeah, Kevin at DestinyWaterAdventures.com. Hit us up or you can hit us up at the info at awkwardwatersportsguyspodcast.com or some shit. I don't even know. That actually goes to Greg. So
we'll put a link in there. We'll say we got the good looking guy from the podcast and all that stuff. So cool. Well, thanks. Hey, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks everybody for listening to the AMP podcast, Adventure and Activity Marketing Pros. My name's Jaden.
I'm Steve.
We'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for coming, Kevin, and we're out.
Here we go.